Hello guys, welcome back to the Brute Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, I'm going to talk about a token that just recently got listed on Coinbase Pro. In fact, it is so recent that this token has anomalous price values in both CoinMarketCap and on CoinGecko. So I would also like to use this opportunity to warn you guys that any information that you see on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko about Clover Finance may not necessarily be accurate. So please bear that in mind and don't rush into this project because this project has pumped quite significantly due to this announcement. So please bear extreme caution because this token could be extremely volatile, right? So again, as always guys, I highly recommend you guys to do your own research and any of the projects that we cover on our channel. And for this project, I recommend you guys go to the website clover.finance in order to learn more about this project, right? But before we do that, I just want to tell you guys that Coinbase Pro again has launched, has been listing lots of tokens recently, and Clover Finance or CLV token is their recent listing today. And just to give you guys a heads up that this token, as it says here, will only be available in the United States, excluding residents of New York, right? So if you are outside of the US and you use Coinbase Pro, for you it's not necessarily available on Coinbase Pro for you to trade or buy this token, right? So it's only available for residents of all states in the United States alone, except for New York, right? For other countries, I think they will eventually launch this in the upcoming, like months or maybe even weeks. But for now, it's only available to the residents of the United States, with the exception of New York, right? So again, this article provides information about the token itself and some information about Coinbase listing this. So if you guys want to get the information right from the source, I suggest you guys to go to Coinbase Pro's Twitter account and read more about this token, right? But going back to the token's website itself, what is Clover token, right? So basically, Clover is again one of those projects that aims to create a fundamental cross-chain layer that's compatible with multiple chains, especially between projects that are EVM compatible on the Polkadot blockchain, right? So this is a project that aims to create a foundational layer that allows for cross-chain compatibility within multiple blockchains. So if you want to access Clover Finance and build dApps on top of the Clover Finance blockchain, you can basically click on Start Building icon in the website here in order to learn more about this and understand how it works on Clover Finance, right? So again, this is a Polkadot based project. There is a Kusama based version of this project called Sakura. So in the top, you can clearly read from the information that Sakura Crowd Loan is now open. Support the Sakura Parachain auction for bonus SKU, airdrop, and SKSM. So again, if you guys don't know the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystems, they are platforms that revolutionize the way blockchain scalability and blockchain functionality works. And if you see, Polkadot's cousin platform, Kusama, has been recently having parachain auctions live, with several projects being plugged into the Kusama parachain auctions, such as Karura, Shiden Network, as well as Moon River, and so on and so forth. It seems like Sakura is also planning to be a parachain on the Kusama blockchain first, right? And that's basically the reason why they have made this announcement on the top. So if you want to participate in a parachain loan auction, the simplified version that I'm going to tell you is basically you have Kusama tokens and you basically go to these projects and then you lend them your tokens in return for their native tokens, which will where your Kusama tokens will be locked for a period of 6 months to a year depending on the project, and you will still receive your let's say in this case it's Sakura tokens or SKU tokens, right? You will receive those tokens after the year. or 6 months or whatever time period you've locked your tokens on the platform, your Kusama tokens would be unlocked and you will get complete access to your Kusama tokens. So the benefit of this is that you are not actually spending your Kusama tokens, you're basically only like loaning them. That's why it's called crowd loan, where a group of people are supporting the project by lending their Kusama tokens in order for the token platform to get a parachain slot auction, right? So that's the like oversimplified method by which Kusama's parachain loan offerings work, and this is pretty much how Polkadot's parachain loan offerings will also work sometime this year, right? So going back to the Clover protocol, although Sakura itself is a pretty much of a cloned version of Clover platform or Clover protocol, similar to how Kusama is kind of like a clone of Polkadot. Sakura has its own token, SKU token, which is not released on Coinbase Pro. So just because Clover Finance is released on Coinbase Pro, it doesn't mean that Sakura token will also be available on Coinbase Pro. They both are two independently different tokens. So even though they are belonging to the same platform overall, they are fundamentally like different in their own way, right? But obviously the team who's behind Clover tokens, Clover platform is basically behind Sakura as well, right? So here Clover, since it's aiming to be a parachain on Polkadot, it's basically a blockchain in and of itself, which allows people to build decentralized applications on top of Clover Finance or Clover protocol, thereby allowing for the Clover dApps to interoperate between Polkadot, Ethereum, and several other EVM compatible platforms, right? So here you can clearly see the community information, which you guys can definitely access for your do your own project, do your own research project. So by building, if you're a builder or if you're a developer, you can basically build dApps on top of the Clover platform. You can also access their light paper as well as other important documentation to help understand this platform, right? So simultaneously navigate and transact with major networks all in one overview. So again, Clover Finance as its own blockchain on top of the Polkadot ecosystem allows for you to transact with multiple different networks, because Polkadot has this interoperable feature which will definitely help all the parachain blockchains on top of it to become interoperable with networks like Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Avalanche, so on and so forth, right? So by leveraging Polkadot's interoperability, Clover is also becoming interoperable. So they have a dApp, like a wallet or app kind of mobile version of Clover Finance. That this is how basically it would look like. You can basically see a glimpse of this here. So multi-chain connected wallet. So it's a wallet that connects to multiple chains. They have a wallet which people can use for decentralized applications on the Clover platform, right? All in one wallet extension. So it also has a all-in-one wallet extension feature. With Clover, unique always-on multi-DeFi users can connect to Ethereum chain connected wallet. Users are able to simultaneously connect with Web3.js based dApps and Polkadot.js based dApps at the same time and view their multi-chain assets. Again, you are able to basically be in an always on kind of mode where you can kind of like interact with multiple different chains. DeFi users can connect to Ethereum, Polkadot, Kusama, Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche, Phantom, and Edgeware blockchains and seamlessly transact with the Clover wallet expansion interface. Again, as we discussed before, it is an interoperable platform, which means you can basically link with multiple different chains and interact with those chains simultaneously, right? So here's the download now button where you can download the app itself. So just like any other platform, Clover also has its own native token called the CLV token. The Clover CLV token is a cross-chain compatible as our unique two-way peg bridge technology allows the Ethereum virtual machine based Clover address and Polkadot based Clover address to be bounded together, allowing the utilization of both chains together. So again, since Clover Finance is interoperable, they are basically allowing for their native Clover token, which is on the Ethereum blockchain, to also be, the same token can also exist on the Polkadot blockchain as well, right? So that's basically what they're trying to say here. Clover's DNA, so this is basically what they're pictorially representing here. SPV simulation technology. The Clover CLV token is cross-chain compatible, as our unique two-way peg bridge technology allows the EVM based Clover address and Polkadot based Clover address to be bonded together, allowing the utilization of both chains together. Again, this is basically a repetition of what we saw right now. Threshold protocol. Clover utilizes BIP Schnorr compatible threshold signatures to enable meaningful cross-chain communication between networks. Clover facilitates end-to-end secure communication between signers for notarizing Polkadot block headers to pointing out proof of inclusion to Ethereum virtual machine and Bitcoin scripts. Again, all these fancy words are basically stating that they're using unique signature mechanisms in order to ensure that it is compatible with EVM as well as several other blockchains, while also simultaneously existing on the Polkadot blockchain, right? So again, if you really want to get into the technical of this, you can go to their technical paper, which will provide you all the detailed technical information that you would need to understand Clover platform, Clover protocol in much more detail, right? You can earn passive income by deploying smart contracts. You can pay gas fee in any token. So again, these are all features that are available for pretty much all Polkadot parachain platforms, because they are all able to use their own token or another token. They're all very cheap. You can basically use them for DeFi, yield farming, and so on and so forth, right? So that's basically the information that's presented here. Some of the main features of Clover platform is basically EVM compatible, obviously, because all platforms these days have to be Ethereum virtual machine compatible. Gas fee redistribution. So if you are using gas fees on, if you are paying gas fees on Polkadot or Kusama, again, Polkadot system is not really live yet, but if you have tested out some of the parachains that recently got launched on Kusama, you will notice that the gas fees are extremely cheap on Kusama, and you can basically bring your own gas, where you can basically use your own kind of tokens to pay gas. You don't have to use a specific token like Kusama or some XYZ token, right? So that's something that is a benefit here. And also, even though the gas fees are extremely cheap, you still get gas fee redistribution by being actively an active participant in this platform, right? That's basically what they're saying here. Gasless end user experience. So again, even though you are paying a small gas, it's basically extremely cheap in such a way that it's completely gasless, right? Identity based fee schedule. So again, this is something that is quite a unique value proposition for Clover. Clover's dynamic fee schedule is a brand new gas calculation method which allows Clover users to get gas discounts proportionally to the frequency of their network activity. Users with less transaction pay more gas, and users with more transaction will pay less gas over time according to the usage curve. So again, that's something that you guys need to know. So if you are using Clover Finance on a regular basis, based on your usage, you would be charged less gas fee. It's basically like if you are purchasing something from, let's say, some form of like a recurring purchase, you will pay a very lower fee compared to someone who's purchasing only once or twice or every occasional, right? So that's the same concept here in Clover Finance as well. If you are using Clover Finance pretty frequently, then your gas fees would be substantially lower compared to a person who's not using Clover Finance. But that doesn't mean that your gas would be significantly high. Your gas fees are already low because you're using Kusama, which is extremely scalable, right? Kusama and Polkadot. The Kusama version is basically Sakura. The Polkadot version is kind of like Clover Finance. But overall, you're earning you're basically earning a small portion of the gas is being redistributed to you. And on top of that, by using this platform more and more on Polkadot, you are basically guaranteeing extremely low to zero gas fees, right? That's That's a cool feature from Clover protocol. Cross-chain interactions, again, pretty well discussed right now. Cross-chain explorer. So you also have cross-chain explorer. So if you use Ethereum, you notice that you can only use Etherscan, right? You can't basically track all of those not necessarily all the ERC20 tokens on other platforms, right? Maybe if you take a project like maybe some Barn Bridge, or even let's say, for example, Ampleforth. That's something that came in my mind right now. So Ampleforth exists on Ethereum as well as on Binance Smart Chain right now. So you can basically track Ampleforth in Etherscan as well as in Binance Smart Chain, but you don't have a lot of tokens that you can track in these two chains simultaneously, right? But in Clover platform, you can basically track the Clover token in multiple different blockchain explorers, right? You can track it in Polkadot's Explorer, you can track it on Kusama, you can also track it on Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, so on and so forth, right? So that's something that's very subtle but beneficial. Again, here they're trying to go in deep into the CLV token. So if you have CLV token, these are some of the following benefits that you will get, right? So what you will get is basically pay gas fee in CLV, or have the option to pay with any network token. So if you're using Clover, you are basically going to have the option of whether you want to use the CLV token to pay gas fees or some other token to pay gas fees, right? So you have the flexibility in that way. Governance: lock CLV to elect council members and guide the development through on-chain governance. So again, this is pretty straightforward, because if you have the token, you basically have a voice in how the platform will move forward in which direction, right? So you basically have a voice in voting the directionality of the project. Validation: stake CLV to validate the network with your validator infrastructure. So again, if you want to become a validator within the platform and secure the CLV network, you can basically validate by staking on the platform and becoming a validator, right? Treasury: get your projects funded from the treasury. So again, if you want to build on top of the Clover platform, you can basically get grants which you can apply for, right? Where you'll get some Clover tokens as a initial funding reward in order for you to build your dApps on top of the Clover platform, right? Nomination: stake CLV to nominate your own node validator using a single click deployment. So again, obviously, apart from being the validator yourself, you can also nominate someone else for being the validator by providing them the tokens to stake on your behalf, and they'll probably get a small fee which they will kind of like take a cut off, and you can basically get the remaining as a reward, right? Deployment: use CLV to deploy your smart contracts and dApps over on Clover. So just like Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain, you need to use the native token, in this case it's CLV token, in order to build smart contracts or dApps on top of Clover, right? So this is going to be useful, because if more dApps get built on top of Clover, you're going to have a lot more Clover tokens that you would need to stake or use to deploy, which means that the CLV tokens would be locked for a specific period of time, thereby taking supply from the market, right, which is going to be price positive in the long run, right? So those are some of the main key benefits of having the CLV token. So if you see some of the list of early backers that they have, again, they have several platforms that have backed them up. Unfortunately, in this kind of like screen, it's not really available for some reason, but you can obviously go and check on their website in order to understand that. They also have a blog where you can easily follow their updates. They are basically working with platforms like the Graph, and they're kind of like trying to implement cross-chain functionality with Ethereum and so on and so forth since I think last year. They have strategic partnerships with, again, strategic partnerships does not mean that these platforms have invested in this project. It just means that these platforms are basically like using these platforms are basically working with Clover in order to kind of like have a partnership to benefit both of them, right? Some of the partnerships include working with the Graph, Chainlink, Prosper, Dodo, Polygon, Litentry, Boring DAO, Injective Protocol, Crust Network, Showcase, Phantom, My Neighborhood, My Neighbor Alice, Unilend, EasyFi, Manta Network, Dego, Bella, Ethalend, SnowSwap, Hedget, Darwinia, Math Wallet, Apron, Kira Network, Parsec, ChainSwap, Bounce, and Automata. So again, they are working with several partners, which means when you have decentralized apps built on top of Clover, you can expect many of these platforms or their tokens to be integrated with the DeFi dApps on Clover, right? So that's going to be exciting because you will have a lot of exciting yield farms from which you can earn the respective tokens of these platforms. So here are the team members. So again, you can clearly see some of their, many of them have a lot of experience with computer engineering as well as marketing and architect being in different projects as well. You can also follow them on LinkedIn if you want to. And that's pretty much it with regards to Clover, right? So overall, Clover is just a blockchain in of itself built on top of the Polkadot ecosystem, and it basically leverages Polkadot's security while also using Polkadot's cutting edge technology in order to improve on interoperability, making sure that it's available on multiple different platforms simultaneously in order to give a smooth and easy user benefit. And also it's a platform where multiple different dApps that can be scalable can be built on top of. They have some good partnerships. They're also currently listed on Coinbase Pro, especially in the US, excluding New York. They're not really listed on other countries, but I believe that in the upcoming weeks to a few months, they will definitely also make it available for Coinbase Pro users outside of the US. And there's also a chance that you will be able to see this token on Coinbase.com, which is the most popular exchange, and you'll be able to see a small bit of Clover tokens being offered through Coinbase Earn program, right? That's also a high possibility. So going back to the CoinMarketCap's page for CLV, again, just to show you the discrepancy between the platforms, if you see CLV is currently trading at $2.87 on CoinMarketCap, but on CoinGecko, this token is currently trading at $41.18. So I think in situations like these, you should definitely verify information from both CoinMarketCap as well as CoinGecko. And again, this token is completely unranked on CoinGecko, but on CoinMarketCap, you can clearly see that the token is ranked 5,420th. So it's a very big surprise that this token was even considered to be listed on Coinbase Pro, but that shows that this project has some really good marketing team who's helping this token get good liquidity on Coinbase Pro and good attraction and adoption through Coinbase Pro, although it is only for the US, excluding New York, right? So going to CoinGecko, because I feel like these numbers are extremely reliable compared to CoinMarketCap at the time I'm making this video. Eventually, CoinMarketCap will definitely have updated information, but for the time being, I'll use CoinGecko, right? So the token is unranked, obviously, because it's still a very unknown token, which took the Coinbase Pro exchange, and it's completely taken everyone by storm because nobody really expected this token to be listed on Coinbase Pro, right? At the time of making this video, this token is trading as $41.04, and it's been up 431.3% in the past 24 hours. Again, this is purely because of the Coinbase Pro announcement and listing, right? But again, I highly stress you guys to not buy this token at this price point. Let this token cool, because what you will see this charts pretty soon that this token literally shot up parabolically after this news, and that's not a token that you would be buying. You should definitely buy tokens when they're low, but not buy them when they're this high, right? So again, not financial advice, but please bear extreme caution because this token is extremely volatile, right? If you see the total supply of this token is 22,222. Again, this number won't necessarily be accurate, but I think CoinGecko will do a good job, and they have been doing a good job, and therefore you can see some of these question marks kind of being answered. But I think the total supply is somewhere between 22 to 25,000 tokens. It's a very small token supply, and that explains the price of this token being greater than like $1 or even $10, because it's the market cap that matters and not the price, right? This token, I would say, probably it used to be a low market cap token a couple of days ago, but after the Coinbase announcement, it immediately shot up, thereby being probably somewhere between a $100 to $200 million in market cap. Again, I'm just speculating at this point because I think Coinbase Pro, even though they're only announcing that this will be listed on the US, excluding New York, I think that is sufficient for any token that's listed on Coinbase Pro to pump like crazy and increase its market cap significantly, right? And that's basically what's happened to CLV as well. So going to the price chart, which is the most interesting thing about this token, again, the price point for this token was available since October of last year, when the token was initially trading at $9.88, but it immediately dropped down to find a fair market value of somewhere between $0.5, which is again 50 cents, to $2. So it was kind of in that range till January this year, when this token started becoming very volatile. It seems like this token had been having multiple pumps and dumps, where it was pumped to $11.66 as of mid-February, before dumping back down to a price of $3.34 by end of March, and then it made a previous all-time highs of about, I believe, like somewhere between $15 to $16. It's $16.78 to be specific, mid of April, and then it kind of was going in a downward trend. And if you see, right before the Coinbase announcement, the token was literally at $2.83, right? Which is on the 3rd of July, and this token was trading at $2.83. But immediately after the Coinbase Pro listing, even though it's only listed on the US, excluding New York, the token price shot up like crazy. Like this, if you see these kind of patterns, you should completely avoid buying this token. Again, at this price point, this token is not really worth buying, right? I'm not saying that you should never buy this token at all. I think this token, it has amazing potential. I think any Polkadot based platform token has incredibly high potential, Polkadot and Kusama as well, right? Because I'm a huge fan of Polkadot and Kusama, and I think they have extremely bright futures ahead of them. And they're, since very early, we're still in the early phase of Polkadot DeFi and Kusama DeFi, right? But my suggestion is to definitely not buy this token at these price levels. Let it cool down. I think it's going to come crashing back down, probably retesting the $11 to $12 range, which would be a really good buy opportunity, right? For now, this is the perfect time for you to do a lot of research on this project. And if you have cash to accumulate, or if you're looking to sell some cryptos to accumulate cash for this token, this is the perfect time, because now that it's pumping, it's only going to be a matter of time before it comes down. In fact, I believe that after 2 days or by the end of this weekend, you can see this token price crashing back down, which will be the time where you will have to be ready to buy this token, either dollar cost average in, or if you feel like you want to go all in, which I wouldn't really recommend, you can obviously do that as well, but it's your money, do your research, right? I would personally not buy this token at this price points, because if you look at the logarithmic chart as well, it's literally parabolic, right? So if you see in the logarithmic chart, you can clearly see that the token has been kind of making higher highs and higher lows, which is a healthy sign for a token, because it seems like the token has an organic adoption curve, right? But except for this huge, parabolic pump, which probably will result in a disastrous crash that will probably make a lot of people who got this token at prices such as $40 or $50 lose their money, right? So don't be one of those people. Just be smart and try to capitalize on it when it's going down, not when it's going up, right? That's basically my personal opinion, again, not financial advice. If you take the Bitcoin comparative on the other hand, again, oh my gosh, look at this one. It's pretty much like gone to its all-time highs in Bitcoin comparative as well. Pretty obvious, but if you see the initial price point, it was initially trading at 77,000 Satoshis mid-October, before coming crashing to an all-time lows of about 4,300 Satoshis. It was quite volatile early this year, as well as all the way till kind of like late of May, when this token was at 16,000 Satoshi's price point. It was kind of like making some peaks and dumps, pumps and dumps kind of thing. But right before the announcement, the token was initially worth somewhere between 7,000 to 8,000 Satoshis, but now it's kind of like worth 110,000 Satoshis. Again, it's still probably going to pump a lot, but just because it's going to pump more, it doesn't mean that you should buy this token right now, because the moment you buy it, it could start dumping, right? So be extremely careful. If you go to the Ether comparative again, in the Ether comparative, you can clearly see that the token price hasn't really reached its previous all-time highs. Like, again, I don't really think you can call this as an all-time high, but for the purpose of this video, we can probably say that the initial price was somewhere between 0.024 ETH or even 0.01 ETH, right? But regardless of that, I think the token crashed, reaching an all-time ETH value of 0.0009, which is again 98,000 GUE, and it was pretty volatile as per the Bitcoin and dollar comparative as well. But right before its announcement, this token was worth 141,000 GUE, which is about 0.001 ETH per token, but now it's kind of worth 0.01. So it's kind of made a 10x easily in your ETH comparative. So again, this is the time to wait, do your research, and accumulate capital to kind of snipe this token when it goes down, and that will be when it goes down, that will be the very good opportunity to buy this token, right? Because it has extremely high potential, and I really like the tokenomics because it's an extremely scarce token as well, right? So going to the exchanges, at the time of making this video, this token is obviously available on Coinbase Pro, but it's not updated on CoinGecko or even CoinMarketCap. But again, it's available on Coinbase Pro for US citizens only. I'm stressing this again and again because don't expect to open Coinbase Pro if you're international and expect to buy Clover token from there, right? If you're an international Coinbase Pro user, your best bet is to kind of buy this token from Uniswap version 2, which again, in some cases it sucks because of the gas fees. But if you wait, during midnight, the gas fees may probably go lower, and you can probably wait till the price goes down and buy this token at a discount, right? But for people who live in the US, except for residents of New York, you can definitely buy this token from Coinbase Pro starting today, right? But as you can see, since this token is extremely early, it's going to be extremely volatile, but also it has a high chance of being listed on Binance, and obviously it will be at some point listed on Coinbase.com as well, right? So that means this token can easily reach a price point of $50 or even more. I predict that this token can reach somewhere between $60 to $70 after the Binance listing, and it can kind of crash down and still be stable at $30 to $40 to $45, right? $30 to $45 in that range. But in the long run, depending on how successful Polkadot is, which I personally believe that is going to be extremely successful, Clover is going to be successful as well, right? I believe that Clover, because of its extremely cutting-edge technology, especially because of the fact that it's built on top of Polkadot, I think this token has a very bright future, and therefore I can see this token kind of trading somewhere between $100 to $150 per token, which is my short kind of like range in the next 1.5 years, 2 to 2 years. That will be the price point that I feel that this token can reach. But in the extreme long term, I think this token can easily cross $200 per token, right? Because of its extremely small supply, right? But for the time being, don't buy this token. It's going to crash down. If you have an opportunity to short this token, then this is the right time to short, because at these price levels, it's going to be unsustainable, because as people start taking profits, this token will slowly start crashing, which is when you need to start dollar cost averaging in, or kind of like be prepared by doing your research before that, right? So that's just my verdict, guys. Again, remember, guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.